Welcome to part three for the roses in the dream garden. Um, the continuation of the other two. So this first rose is the chestnut rose, the double form. I grew it in Atlanta. I'm now growing it in Missouri. Um, I find it a fascinating rose with the compound leaves, I guess, pinnate leaves. There we go. That's a better term. Um, and the thorns, the bark will actually start to peel as well. So definitely a rose that I would like to have in any garden. The next rose is iceberg. It's one I grew in Atlanta, Oregon, and here in Missouri. I like the white color. Uh, and it pops in the rose garden just because it's not pink, it's not red. I like the white color of iceberg. And it's one that, at least in the areas I've been in, it's getting harder and harder to find. So um, definitely one that I would want to keep. The next rose is a white rose from a city park in Oregon. Um, I don't. They didn't have a label. I don't know what it is. It was a nice rose. It was about 6 feet tall when I took the picture, so it does get fairly tall. But I liked it. It was a nice rose. One that I would, if I knew what it was, I'd put in a dream garden. This next one is a rose that I found on the roadside in a city in Oregon. Um, I took some pictures of it years and years ago, and people said that this looked like Madame Caroline test out. Um, it's a nice rose. Definitely a older garden looking rose than the modern hybrid tea. If it is Madame Caroline test out, which I'm probably mispronouncing, that is a hybrid tea rose. Um, and this next one is a nice deep, darker pink moss rose. Again, City Park in Oregon. It wasn't labeled. I don't know what it is, but I like moss roses. So I would put in as many as I possibly could. It's a nice rose. This next one is another one from the city uh, park. No label. Don't know what it is. But if I could have a dream garden and stick any rose in there, I would want this one in it. Whatever it is, as nice rose. It looked like it was doing well. So, and it's an interesting looking rose to me at least. So that's why I would have it. This next rose is a rose from a cemetery in Oregon. Um, Unfortunately, no labels. Uh, it looks like it might be a hybrid tea form at least. I think it looks really nice. I also like the different shades of pink in it. Um, if I could find out what it was, I think it would be worth growing. This next rose is from a cemetery in Oregon. I happens to be a pioneer cemetery in Oregon, which might uh, bias my opinion of what it might be. I think it might be Harrison's yellow. I guess it could be a like double yellow Scotch rose as well. Um, I think it looked really nice. I really liked the carpet of petals that were underneath the bush as well. I thought it looked really nice. Uh, Definitely one that I would grow if I could have the chance. This is from the same pioneer cemetery as the last rose. Uh, it's grown up in the middle of a boxwood hedge around a grave. At times, because I went back multiple times, at times throughout the year, so those repeat blooming rose, it looked very similar to my Sirocco House lavender rose, which is a tea rose which fell into the Madame Lombard tea family. So it could be related. Had the same type of growth as well as that one, and similar to a lot of the other tea roses that I was currently growing. It did well on its own. I mean, the hedge was pruned, but the roses were left alone. There wasn't a lot of maintenance in the cemetery. It was pretty much mowing, hedging. That was it. Um, it was a nice looking rose, and I would grow it if I could. This next rose is another cemetery rose. Um, I like the pink color. If I could find out what it was, I would grow it. This next rose was from a city park. This one actually did have a label. It was labeled as Louis Gamard. It's a nice moss rose. It, the label said pink, and I mean it would predominantly be pink, but there was some tones of like purplish color, maybe purple gray color. Um, I thought it was a great rose. If I could get a hands on Louis Gamard, I would definitely put it in a garden. This next rose was at the same city park. It had a label as well. It was labeled as Gabriel Noel or Gabriel Noel. I'm not sure what the proper pronunciation is, so sorry if I'm butchering that. I find it an interesting color. It's almost like a peach color. Uh, Definitely one that stands out a little bit different than your pinks, your reds. Even it stands out differently than your whites. I don't think there's enough of this color roses out there. This next rose is a rose from the cemetery in Oregon. I only saw it once. I don't know if it was a repeat bloom or not. I like how it covered the structure it was on. I like the fact that it was white. Again, I like white roses, um, in moderation. I think if you had a whole white rose bed, I wouldn't do that. But I don't mind climbers. It gives some height. One of the most interesting climbers getting off this rose temporarily, though, that I've seen was a yellow lady banks rose down in the city, Sacramento City Cemetery, climbing up a conifer tree, 30, 40 feet or whatever it was. That was an impressive sight. So I like climbing roses. I think the height is nice. Um, this rose, the fact that it was covering the structure as well as it was. I have more roses that I put in Dream Garden. This one video is getting a little bit long as well. So I hope that you stay tuned for part 4. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and have a good day.